didn't know what was meant by basic human right. I only knew that everyone has a key that will open doors of opportunities. For some people, their life keys are so well molded by their families, their societies, and their own abilities that they're able to unlock many doors of opportunities. Yet for some, they could spend their life unable to unlock any doors. This is me when I was young. As you can see, I was an outcast. I hated being forced to follow the rules. When I was young, whenever my mom told me to smile properly, I would flatter these smiles and said, I got my first wound because my granny told me, don't touch the iron, and I immediately touched it. Looking back, I was not someone who everyone adored, and the doors of opportunity were most probable to remain closed for me. But why haven't they? I believe there are two people I have to thank. The first is my granny. Please don't let the photos fool you. My granny might seem cute and benign, but she would always carry around a stick with her. Back in the days, hitting children with good intention was considered okay. And since I couldn't run fast enough to escape my granny's stick, I had to follow all the daily schedule that granny put in place for me. From the time I had to wake up, to the time I had to do my homework, have my meal, and go to bed. All the way to drinking 8 cartons of milk a day, because granny believed it would make me grow taller. And apparently, it worked wonders. But following granny's rule had its benefits, because I was raised to have good self-discipline, to know how to plan ahead, and to have responsibility and accountability in everything that I do. The second person is my grandpa. My grandpa was my role model, because grandpa taught me how to break granny's rules. For instance, when I was young, whenever I finished my homework and granny was not looking, grandpa would sneakily open the drawer and let me choose a piece of candy from the piles of candies and everything else that granny didn't allow me to eat. But as I grow older, I soon realized that what grandpa taught me was not how to break the rules, but instead the art of having patience. Having patience means you do everything with the best effort, and you hope that one day you'll be rewarded with the fruits from the seeds that you've grown. Similar to the hope of the 4-year-old of getting a candy after she has finished her homework. The day when I was told that I got accepted into my grandpa's dream school was the day that I was told my grandpa had internal bleeding in his brain and was at the hospital. For a 4-year-old, I didn't know what having an operation meant. I only knew that I had to rush over to Grandpa in order to tell him the good news, in case I would get many candies that day. I still remember smiling while looking at Grandpa and telling him who was being wheeled into the operation room, I passed the exam, Grandpa. And I still remember him gently patting me on the head and saying, I know you are talented. That was the last memory that I have of Grandpa. Grandpa passed away after the operation. All his belongings were stored away, and his candy drawer that represented hope was never opened again. Yet what Grandpa had told me that day was worth more than all the candies in the drawer, because while everyone saw it as an outcast, my grandpa believed in me and made me believe in myself. I was lucky to have had my granny's stick taught me self-discipline, and my grandpa's candy drawer taught me hope and dedication. That made me into a person who dares to dream that one day I'll be able to open all doors of opportunities. Yet not every woman is as lucky as I am. From the past to the present, women are still being discriminated against. In the past, women were subject to the law of legal guardianship, which means that her bodies and her belongings are under the control of her parents before marriage and of her husband after marriage. This means that it is legal for women to be sold to anyone without her consent. The reason why the law disregards women's rights could be traced back to the fact that all the governing roles in religion, society, and politics were assumed by men. This means that all the mechanisms which created ideologies, beliefs, and values have men as the center of attention. And so we have laws which were designed by men, for men. Although today, the issue of inequality has been raised into the spotlight, and many attempts have been made to solve it. Gender inequality still persists in Thailand in all matters and spheres. These are the data pulled from the World Economic Forum, and as you can see, the number closest to 1 means that women have more equal opportunity to men. In Thailand, you can see that Thailand has achieved a very good score in terms of equal education for women. However, if we look at the economic standpoint, Thailand Development Research Institute still find that women receive lower salary than men with with the same level of education. This means that, on average, a woman with a bachelor degree earns around 5,000 baht per month, less than men with a bachelor degree. So in the end, in a lifetime, a woman would only accumulate around 66% the wealth of a man. Looking at the political standpoint, the problem is alarming. In the past 26 years, only around 10% of the parliament members were women. And the average number of women in ministerial positions, can you guess? It's 0. In the past 19 years since Thailand has established its first government, there has only been 1 female prime minister. And so it's not a confusion when World Economic Forum ranked Thailand the lowest in ASEAN in terms of equal gender equality in politics. In terms of everyday lifestyles, health and safety, can you guess what all of these photos have in common? The answer is that these photos are photos of products and services designed for men. The piano was designed with the standard width of a male hand, making it harder for female to play. Was designed with a standard stride, average stride of a man, making it harder for women to walk up the stairs. AI was designed based off of males' voices and faces, making it harder for AI to recognize women. Medicine was more frequently tested on male participants than female participants, and hardly tested on pregnant females, meaning that women are more subjected to the negative side effects of medicine. Lastly, car seatbelts. It was tested on male mannequins, meaning that the mannequins disregard female body proportion, such as having breasts, being shorter in height, and being lighter in weight. So women are more prone to danger when in a car accident. So, what do we know? In the end, World Economic Forum ranked us at number 79 out of 146 countries in terms of gender gap. And this number fell every year. Since 2006, we were ranked at number 40. 2012, we were ranked at 65. And today, at 79. So back to the question, have we valued women's rights? So I have shown you all data, and I have shown you all numbers, but you may question yourself, so what? Why do we have to solve the problem? In answering the question, I would like to ask you now to close your eyes, because I'm about to tell you a story of a 12-year-old girl named A, who lives in the southernmost border of Thailand. Please close your eyes. After A's father has passed away from the terrorist attack, A has been living with her mom and 14 other siblings. Every day, A has to help her parents. A has to help her mother with rubber tapping to pay for food and tuition. Yet one morning, A woke up with blood uncontrollably gushing out of her genitals. A felt a searing pain in her stomach and knew immediately that she was having her first period. But when A checked the small amount of change that she had saved, she thought to herself, I wouldn't be able to pay for food or pay for my school if I buy sanitary pads with this money. So A decided to fold a piece of cloth and place it on her underwear and use it to deal with her period instead. After some time, bacteria built up, and A developed rashes on her genitals. In the end, A had to take steroids. Please open your eyes. Are the experiences that I've described to you scary? Everything that I've just described to you that affects a person physically and mentally is something that A and millions of girls have to face every month. 7 days a month, 84 days a year. In other words, 3 months of having blood flow out of your genitals. So, back to the question again. Have we valued women's rights? Upon meeting A 2 years ago, I realized that no, we have not. We have not valued women's rights. Because if we have, then why is it A, who has done nothing wrong, is suffering from being deprived of good hygiene? After all, isn't good hygiene a basic human right? Today, the problem of period poverty is still a very big problem in Thailand. 88% of Thai savings accounts only have an average of 4,000 baht. But in a lifetime, a woman will have to pay 78,000 baht during the 39 years that she has her period to buy sanitary pads. This is 18 times the amount an average Thai has in their bank account. So it has been my passion to try and open doors of opportunities for women and girls, not only because I believe that it's the right thing to do, but because I realize and recognize that women account for 50% of the population. This means that if we could give good hygiene to every woman, then we could build and grow our nations in 2 dimensions. One, in terms of society. We would be able to reduce gender and socio-economic inequality. 2, in terms of the economy. We would be able to reduce financial burden to every woman, such that the woman is able to use the money needed to buy sanitary pads to consume other goods and services necessary to improve their well-being. In other words, we would be able to facilitate cash flow in the economy. So with that, 2 years ago, I started researching and developing menstrual cup. And if the staff here could hand over the menstrual cup to the audience to let them feel what it looks like. I developed and researched menstrual cup together with the Thai Health and Technology Association and the Biomedical Engineering Institute in order to examine the effectiveness and the safety of menstrual cup when in contact with the body, fibroblasts, and endothelial cells. The reason why I chose to conduct research on menstrual cup is because in dealing with period, one woman only needs 1 cup, and 1 menstrual cup can be used for up to 5 years. This means that we could more feasibly and effectively help women worldwide, while also being able to reduce plastic waste from sanitary pads equivalent to 20,000 plastic bags per woman per year. From there on, we started manufacturing and distributing free menstrual cups to women all around Thailand, from those in the southernmost border to those in prisons, slums, schools, and other communities such as the Hill tribe girls in the north of Thailand. We have so far helped 940 girls to have good hygiene, and 86% of them said that menstrual cup improved their well-being. All activities were conducted under the non-profit organization called Young Fun. And our mission is not only to provide knowledge on menstruation, not only to provide tools for girls and women to deal with that period with dignity, but also to make it a policy that period product be given to women for free, because every woman deserves it as part of human rights. Today, we are in charge of the Bangkok's free period product policy under the appointment of Dr. Chachat, or the Governor of Bangkok. We have now launched the policy in several districts. And the dream from now on is to make the policy successful in Thailand. In Bangkok first, so that once it's launched nationwide, by then every woman would be able to lead a normal life without constraint. And by that time, we would be able to change the history of Thailand. But I do realize that period poverty and the problem that Young Fund is solving is just one of the many problems of gender inequality that women have to face. But I know and I believe that we will be able to solve the problem and rights and wrongs by first raising awareness, then not turning blind eyes, not being bystanders to injustices, and create collaboration between all bodies, from public sectors to the private sectors. I believe that we can pave a new way for the new generation, such that one day when they celebrate equality, they would look back to today. They would be thankful we are alive. We are alive to fight for their rights. And we are alive to create a better society for them. I'm just a person with a life key and a passion and a belief that every door that opens will bring light into the society. And every door that opens will create change to this world. So let us be the key to change together. Because together, we can open countless doors. And together, we can create a world which lights up beautifully. Thank you very much.